idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. Season 2.
Hello, welcome to the worst idea of all time, episode number 37, our 3,000th watch of Sex and the City 2. My name is Tim Batt.
My name is Guy Montgomery, and we have now officially spent more time in the company of Carrie and the gals than we did with Lenny Fader and the boys.
I'm coming to you from Auckland, New Zealand.
I am coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia.
I like that you just say live now. We're so used to hearing newscasters and sports reporters say I'm coming to you live from places that we say it when it is completely untrue.
I
now.
still think it is live because, I mean, how else am I doing it?
You're alive.
Yeah.
So you've got the majority. Yeah. Okay.
Every episode of the podcast we've recorded has been live.
Guy, you're over in Aussie doing comedy at the moment. In fact, if I rush to get this out, what would you want to plug anything right up the top?
You mean if you get it out today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say that happens.
I'm doing a gig called Dirty Secrets at Kaz Wrightop's Dirty Secrets in Collingwood this evening. It's a bar, and I'm doing a show at the European Beer Cafe tomorrow night on Exhibition Street. I'll be.
Kaz Wrightop's is awesome too.
Yeah, you're a big fan.
I'll do a show last year.
I did a live podcast last night for a guy called Justin Hamilton, who's a legend, called Can You Take This Photo Please? And that episode's just gone live, and I do some stand-up in that, and we have a chat, and I talk about the podcast. It's quite good fun.
How cool are you? Well, let's get some other bookwork out of the way. I would like to say thank you so much to Big Pipe Broadband, who are sponsoring this week's episode. They want me to pass on to you a couple of things.
What?
They want me to let you know a couple of things.
Can you please dress this up and make it not look like you're just reading T's and C's from an email?
Well, what I can tell you is I'm on Big Pipe, and I like them.
What I can tell you is that no one who works for Big Pipe or is a family member or is in any way affiliated with anyone at Big Pipe has ever strangled me, threatened my windpipe, or sort of laid hands on me, and that's part of their policy. That's written into the policy, no throttling. So
you're very focused on the no throttling. There's no data caps either, so I guess that means if you've got a hat that you wear on your head made of ones and zeros, they will ban it.
Yeah,
they will banish it from your house.
Or it just says the word data.
Also, there's no term.
It's a good novelty hat, bro. A hat that says
a data cap.
A hat that says the word data.
Should we get them off the production line? Okay, well, what are we going to do with this one? No term contracts.
No term contracts. They won't give internet to school children. They steadfastly refuse.
A reach.
Look, the fact of the matter is they're fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, they are awesome. They're excellent. And if you use the word worst idea when you sign up to them, it helps us out. And it helps you out because you get a month's free internet. So that's nothing but a good thing.
And as always, if you're not in New Zealand, go fuck yourself.
Bigpipe.co.nz. Guy, I took so many notes this time because, and look, I have to kick this off with a frank admission. I definitely went on my phone during this one. And I tried to not as much as possible. And I got through like at least the first hour and a half, like pretty much without going on my phone at all, and then I just needed a couple quick hits as Instagram and check out what was going on Twitter.
I completely understand it. I went on my phone as well. I think we're good at policing each other, but if there's no one in the room, it's like it's 2.5 hours. It's
too much.
Yeah, I sent you a message, a DM on Twitter when there was 45 minutes.
I sent you one on Facebook, so we were obviously using it didn't get through. But do you know what I started doing? When I could see myself losing interest and about to go on my phone again, I just increased the volume a bit more. So by the end of the film, like this thing was just fucking thumping in my head.
Actually,
rocking the room.
I picked up some really nice off-mic work, like really strong. In fact, and we might kick it off with the shining light right now, and because this was it. So, firstably, when Miranda and Carrie are at the souk, and like it's the first shot, and they're just leaving the spice market where they're buying spices. Miranda just throws in a shakran which is I hope that's the right word. The thank you that she's talking about on the plane. She throws it in to thank the spice merchant when they're leaving.
Yeah, that's what she says in the karaoke bar as well. When she orders the drink, shukran very much.
I hadn't heard that one, and I was so impressed. And I was like, I still don't think they should be buying these spices. I don't know why Miranda's buying so many fucking spices. And then also when they're being led into the room by the ladies after the condom incident. And there's some really good nervous off-mic stuff from Charlotte, which is going, uh-oh, okay. And then Miranda follows it up with all right, here we go. And, I mean, this is stuff that, a lot of people wouldn't get. And my gift to you this week, kind listener and Tim, is twofold. First of all, it is these off-mic tips. And secondly, 'tis a kiss. For a kiss is always a gift.
That these characters have been with these women, these actors, for so long. That's how you get the depth of, here we go. Let's go. That's how you really nail that in a character, by just being completely of and in the character for 20 years or whatever. How long did it be?
I think it came out in the 90s. I mean, 20 sounds... 95 sounds a bit early.
10 years.
Tenure.
Not 20.
What's up?
That's do you know what? In all of the notes that I took, I didn't take down a shining light, so I'll have to think of that a little bit later on. But something that made me really sad, like a low light, if you will, is because you know how Charlotte is talking to Runkle about the babysitter, and he's like, well, if we brought the babysitter, that's what the babysitter's for. You're not going to go and tend to the child if the babysitter's here. I mean, the nanny. And then we meet the nanny, and she said, I heard it was a glorious wedding, which is so fucking sad, because it means this nanny was just like cooped up with these kids in this bedroom while this incredibly lavish ceremony was going on. And I got a real like Cinderella vibe from it, which would make Charlotte one of the ugly stepsisters, I guess, by extension. It just really bummed me out.
I understand that, but you've got to look at it as a professional contract, Tim. They brought the nanny, she's on the clock, she's being paid for her job as a nanny. She's not like... I mean, obviously it would be nice if the nanny got to go and swan around the wedding, but that's not the nature of this relationship.
It just feels like... In New Zealand, we wouldn't do that, you know?
Well, of course, the movie is not set
Aotearoa God Zone. We wouldn't get away. It doesn't matter how rich you are. You wouldn't get away with that kind of behaviour. You bring your nanny down, you get her some cake when the cake gets cut, at a minimum.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true, but this movie is not set in reality.
That's true. Or New Zealand.
Speaking of that, actually, the nanny and the wedding and so there's that shot, that famous shot, which features the Runkle Crunkle, when it sort of pans up, it's showing what's happening in the bedrooms, and Samantha is just fucking dominating this dude. And then it goes to the room with Runkle and Charlotte and the two kids. And first of all, I haven't really noticed this before, they have taken so many toys away for this wedding. It is like... Yeah. I honestly, there's almost like a separate car's worth of gear. No one's playing with any of the toys. The kids are still fucking miserable. And Charlotte's cradling Rose, and she's like saying, please, she's like, isn't even hugging her into her body, and she's saying, please sleep, please sleep, please sleep. It's like some of the worst parenting. Like, I understand, she might be at her wit's end with not knowing how to get this child to sleep, but, like,
that's not how you do it.
There's so much basic stuff. Like, bring her into your body, ask her what's going on.
Yeah. And adjust your tone. She wonders why these kids are freaking out. This is what I kept thinking about during the scene where her and Miranda are having cocktails and spinning stories about how much they hate their kids, which is fine. But... the kids that Charlotte has they're both picking up on her neuroses, and so they're spinning themselves out.
The kids,
like, if she was a more chill parent, that would be fine. They're so nervous though, because she's so stressed out.
When they're in intermediate English class and they start getting taught like features of the English language, like metaphors and similes and idioms and anything, they're going to be at sea. Like, they will take everything in their life at face value. Every sentence that's spoken to them is the God's honest truth. She's setting these kids back years. They could be poets or authors.
Came up with something this watch, guy. Something occurred to me. So we've got a Middle Eastern multi-millionaire hotelier that's decided he's entering the film business for no reason in particular. this guy's got close connections to a sheikh at this huge, like, that party, that launch party for the movie, the red carpet event, too much, right? Too much money was being spent on that thing. Suddenly we've got a representative from the Bank of Madrid attending. Like, what the fuck is going on with this movie? I reckon there is some black market shenanigans happening. I think it's they're laundering money.
Heart of the Dessert. It's a restaurant launch.
So one of the places that I tripped off to during the watch of the movie on my phone was IMDB for Sex and the City 2. Amazed I have not done that in the first 37 weeks of this. But did you know that they referred to this project as Heart of the Desert as its like secret code name when they were talking about it, so no one got wind that it was Sex and the City 2?
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Well,
it's true.
I think I might have read that and forgotten about it. Did you also read the piece of trivia that Kim Cattrall would show up at set on a wedding dress?
Yeah, to try and trick everyone into thinking she was the one getting married.
I like that. Like, obviously, it's wasted energy because the whole movie is a steaming hot pile of garbage.
My favourite bit of IMDb, like, gotcha moment is someone's written in, like, the, what are they called? Like a blooper thing.
Yeah.
Like
are we on the page?
What? Yeah, man. Yeah, we're on the page.
Bro,
I want everyone to vote us up a little bit more, though. I want to be higher on the page.
I'm so proud of us and whoever put that entrance in for us.
It says, at the beginning of the movie, Carrie says she arrived at 3:30 Tuesday, June 11th, 1986. June 11th, 1986 is actually a Wednesday. Suffering your bloody jocks.
Yeah, absolutely suffering your jocks.
But without question, I've got to share this with you. The best bit of my adventures into IMDb for Sex and the City 2 was, so I was like reading all the trivia, seeing all the other stuff, and then it says nominated and won for 8 awards. Would you like me to read what awards they won?
Yeah, sure.
They won the whatever the EDA Special Mention Award is for Hall of Shame for both Michael Patrick King and Sarah Jessica Parker. Nominated Sexist Pig Award for Michael Patrick King. The Gay and Lesbian Entertainment Critics Association, they got nominated for Campy Film of the Year. And at the Razzies, they won Worst Actress in a four-way tie between Sarah, Kim, Kristen, and Cynthia.
Worst of times.
They won Worst Screen Couple, and it's got, instead of any names, it just says the entire cast. Worst Prequel, Remake, Rip-Off, or Sequel. They won that one as well. And they also got nominated for, Liza Minnelli got nominated for Worst Supporting Actress, Worst Director, MPK, and Worst Picture, and Worst Screenplay.
Liza Minnelli doesn't deserve to be dragged out in that lot.
Yeah,
she does a bang up. I hate that scene so much now. But
yeah,
she does a.
You loved it the first one, man.
Well, I mean, that's how many times you meant to see it.
What I love though is the guy. I've forgotten his name already, but the guy who played Steve, he got wind that he might be in contention for worst on-screen couple, and he said, "I've never won an award in my life. I would really like to go up and accept this and make a speech," but he didn't win it.
Steve,
which is bloody criminal.
He's such a goddamn legend.
He's such an excellent dude.
Fucking legend. Other things I noticed, Tim, I've got scores of notes here as well.
Take me through.
Just the ham-fisted condescension to the audience right out of the gates. It's like there's no trust from MKP that we can figure things out. Like the visual cues syncing up with Carrie's narrative. So when she says time is a funny thing, a second can, flash by or whatever, and there's just a slow panning up zoom onto like a whole feature wall of clocks at Bergdorf.
Oh yeah, like a dozen different clocks, yeah, in the jewelry store.
Yeah, and I was just, I noticed it.
It's a visual metaphor that is meaningless and entirely unnecessary because it's like visually articulating the exact words that she's saying. It doesn't add any new information.
But then they do exactly the same thing at the wedding when it's like a little while later, while there's a shot of the running order of the wedding. It's like,
yeah.
Just fucking, like, come on.
It's really bad storytelling is what it is. It's not MKP's best work.
Has he done anything outside of Sex and the City?
You find out. You Google that. Meanwhile, I want to throw some more shit at you, bro.
By all means.
You're a real piece of shit.
Yes.
And I wish that you would wear a shirt when we did these podcasts.
I'm in a sleeping bag on a couch.
We really have made it. So in the intro, everyone's entrance to this movie,
he created Two Broke Girls.
That is one of the most slammed TV series in a while. Just for it's so brash.
I haven't actually seen it,
but it did well. It's still going.
Yeah, two Broke Girls, and then I don't know, a bunch of shit I don't know about. I did some stuff for Will and Grace. Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Oh, he was in it. He played a bit part as an HBO publicist in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
What season?
I don't know. It's a very small part.
Oh, I'll look it up later. Carrie was working in Bloomingdale's.
No, Rachel Green worked in Bloomingdale's. From Friends.
Carrie, yeah, at the start she says, I was working in a Bloomingdale's and Miranda was crying in the dressing room, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we know that Carrie originally was working in a Bloomingdale's. Miranda said when she's on the plane, this is bigger than my first apartment. So we know that she came from some humble beginnings as well. And also at the start of the movie, she says Samantha was a bartender at ZBGB's. So all of them were working class ladies who have entirely forgotten the struggle and just treat all of the servers like shit wherever they go. And it really fucks me off because it's as someone who's worked at call centers, para ejemplo, I will always treat people on the phone pretty well because I know that it is an absolutely wretched existence. And so you would think that these ladies would remember, back in the day, working in a clothing store was hard, working in a bar was hard.
Carrie's got a good relationship with the lady at the store who's I've been cheating on fashion with furniture. There's a bit of a back and forth and a friendly tone. I get your point. They're not good people, but no. I don't think they disregard everyone. They're and, Samantha's just a bloody rambunctious hero, so she's going to... I think her behaviour towards wait staff will fluctuate wildly between being a legend and a bit of a poopy butthole head.
Yeah, poopy butthole is a word that comes to my mind as well.
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
I'm in a weird zone this watch. I feel like there's a part of my body that's accepted that I'm watching this forever.
Yeah, I know to what you are referring. It was kind of weird. I thought it was, it's kind of like having something just gently dragging you, some sort of extra piece of gravity, some sort of extra force just pulling you down.
I think it's how I've heard drowning being described, that you kind of thrash around for a long time and then the moment just before you die, you sort of accept it and it's actually sort of a peaceful way to go.
Yeah, this is research which is insane to me because, so many people are walking around with the half fact. They're like, oh no, drowning's a great way to go. It's here you are talking to me on land. Fucking go do some research and then we'll have a conversation.
That has come from people who believe that they came basically as close as you can come to death or died medically for a bit and then were brought back. But I don't know, man. I don't know about all that. If you say that you medically died, well, you didn't. If you're still here, you didn't die.
No, you can...
You know what I mean? People say, I died for 3 minutes. It's well...
They did die.
You didn't die. But that's only because we're defining dead as, your heart stops beating. But I think if you come back from it, you never really died. Because dying is when you're dead.
So what? You didn't die. You just, unlocked a new level of sleep.
There you go.
Yeah. So these people aren't survivors who have survived death. These are people it's an upper echelon of society.
Hey, listen, I don't want to take away from anyone whose heart stopped for any amount of time. It's a hell of a ride, I imagine, and exceptionally dangerous. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. But I'm just saying, all these people we say he died briefly. It's well, fucking he's still here. So did he? Did he die?
I understand.
I don't think he did. He's not dead.
Tim, who is your worst enemy?
Who is my worst enemy? I I don't know. I'm not sure that I have one.
Do you not think that's a shame that we don't have enemies?
I don't know that you don't have an enemy.
I don't have an enemy.
No, I don't think I've got one.
Shall we seek out an enemy, a shared enemy?
We could just make each other our enemies.
We've got to, yeah, I don't know about that.
It would be a shortcut.
Yeah. Well, look, I like you. Like, it's a weird one. It's a weird relationship, but I'm pretty into you.
Thanks, man. It's all the weirder because we've got video Skype up so I can see you without your shirt on.
Yeah.
So you're delivering that, for all I know, butt naked.
Nah, I'm in a lounge, bro. You can't, like, I thought about it, but you can't sleep butt naked in someone else's lounge. I'm in my underpants.
That's probably a more comfortable way to sleep in a sleeping bag, though. Sleeping bags get so hot because all that syntheticness to them.
Yeah, you don't want your butt sticking to the...
Yeah. Yeah.
Peeling your butt off a sleeping bag. Hey, bro. I feel like we're in a weird spot, you and I, right now.
Real weird,
There's like
man.
it's almost like there's a resigned sense to our conversation. Like, I feel quite
sad.
placid, but...
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm scared by the fact that I've lost the anger now. It's just like, it's broken. Maybe we're broken now. Maybe it's done it. Maybe this is the episode where you see us just defeated by the movie.
I will tell you.
Now the movie owns us.
I'm looking.
It stopped being we're watching the movie, and now the movie is watching us. The tables have turned.
That guy on the phone at the start of the movie in Bergdorf Goodman, who's reporting in that we're watching it again. He's been watching us the whole time, and he started telling everyone else in the world of this, and like in the world of the film, he's like, "You're not going to believe this. Everyone, pay very close attention when we're acting this week. If you look through the movie, you'll see these two guys who are watching it for the 36th time. It's unbelievable." And
that guy's the star. Then that guy's the star of the whole concept.
Here's
this weird interdimensional existence that he's created. It's weird to think about. I wonder what SJP's doing right now. I also wonder,
she's got
how
a
did
family and a husband, and like,
has she got kids?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they've got, her and Matt Broderick have got some spawn.
No need to boil it down to such horrific sounding terms.
Spawn?
That's fine. Yeah.
I call myself Spawn.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's because you don't respect yourself, guy.
So
it's the same reason you're sleeping on a couch in a sleeping bag in someone's lounge.
I do respect myself. These people don't know I'm here. Actually, no, big shout out to the tenants of the house. They're really hooking me up. Hey, so I just typed in Sarah in Wikipedia.
I like that you didn't name them. Normally with a shout out, you tend to name the people so that they can get the requisite shout out.
I'm breaking all the rules.
Good man. So what? No, go.
I looked up Sarah in Wikipedia to look up Sarah Jessica Parker to see if she had kids. She doesn't even register. Yeah. Sarah Churchill, Sarah Palin, Sarah Trimmer, Margaret Fuller, Sarah Jane Brown. Like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
You just typed Sarah into Wikipedia. Oh, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Now we're talking.
She's like, but I wouldn't imagine she'd be a more popular search than... She's got 3 kids.
3?
Yeah, a more popular search than Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I think you're underestimating the love for Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Such a good show. How did Samantha Jones' publicity weather the storm of the 2008 financial crisis? That's what I want to know. How's she still there? It feels like she deals with a very upmarket end of the bizzo, of the industry. And those are all the people who... The first thing you cut when you start running out of budgets is you start cutting advertising and marketing and promotion. It's the first thing you cut. How does she still exist?
She used to be good at her job. She's writing on Reputation, and I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, after this Middle East blow up, if the company is in liquidation, went into liquidation.
Ooh.
She had to release that cute secretary, which is a shame because I enjoy catching up with her every week.
She deserves a spin-off.
She what?
Spin-off series.
She should get a spin-off series.
She deserves a spin-off series.
Oh, and before I lost the train of thought, but I was thinking a Rachel Green appearance in Sex and the City as Rachel Green, that would be a joy to behold.
I was reading about, and back on the IMDB page, some people who wanted to be in the movie. Victoria Beckham was jonesing for a little appearance in this film.
Victoria Beckham dodged a bullet.
Posh Spice. And
such a funny name.
What, Posh Spice?
I think someone's got a joke about it. About how the Spice Girls taught me I can. No, like the Spice Girls. It's a New Zealand comic. The Spice Girls taught me I can do any career. I can be sporty. I can be scary. I can be who says it?
A baby?
Can be posh. Yeah, I can be a baby. Anyway.
Good gag. Good bit.
Congratulations to another person who we should shout out, but will not say their name.
God damn it, I feel empty.
Scuba boop bop bada ba boo. Scuba boop boo.
Oh no.
Boo boo. Scuba doo bee. Scuba da ba ba. Fala ba boo. Bada ba ba. Da ba doo doo. Scuba da ba.
Scoobity boo boo, squeebity bee, skibity papa, scoobity doo, skibity beep beep, beep beep doo boo,
Scoobity boo
doo doo.
boo.
Where's he going?
Fuck.
What's he reading?
Your spirit is broken, bro.
Yeah, I didn't even want to do the skating today. I was like, maybe if I try it, I'll get into it.
It was one of the most fun things we get to do every week. Shit, you're blue, bro. I'm looking in your eyes, and your cold, dead eyes. I just want to hug you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate the thought. The warmth and the support.
No, I need you to dig deep into that half brain of yours, Tim, and tell me, for Christ's sake, what in God's name is this guy up to? And where on earth could he be going?
Well, something that I noticed I'll tell you what, I'm going to couch my shining light in this as well. Because I didn't even notice this before, but the only time when the gals are in the calf, where we see our Java warrior, and Brady pops his head up to look at something, is when he watches Coffee Guy leave.
Dude, I noticed that exact same thing this week.
It's the only time when he looks. So, let's not make any bones about it. Brady and Coffee Guy working together. Some shit's going on there. So, I still feel like Brady the Rat King is calling the shots, because when you're as powerful as he is, and you've got the entire population of New York City's vermin at your fingertips, you don't play second fiddle to a dude who's really good at drinking coffee. Like, that's not something that happens. Irrespective of what his background is. You
think that the power to harness the power of all vermin in New York City outweighs the ability to knock back. I think what we established last week, he told us, 99... How does he do it? He has 99 cups of coffee for $99 and then goes out on the street until he can get enough money to do it again.
I literally have no memory of that at all. I thought it was his dad was an inventor with the rocket shoes, but was that the one before?
Oh, fuck no. The guy's had a life. Hell of a life.
We really should stitch together all the Coffee Guy stories and make a kid's book about the adventures of Coffee Guy.
We should stitch together all of the Coffee Guy stories. I don't know how that'll sync up, but it's worth a crack. Anyway, so he's
not well.
He was. Do you think him and Brady were surreptitiously having a meeting in the cold light of day?
Yeah, because you want to know why. Brady has telepathy. And it's so strong that when you put a human under enough duress and give them enough adrenaline and caffeine, they can at a very low level communicate telepathically with them. That's how powerful Brady's mind is.
Yeah.
So they were having a right old chit chat, and that's why Brady sort of just popped his head up to look. That was him saying goodbye.
What was being
comrade as he walked out the door.
Being communicated?
So, if you think of Brady. When you're a king or a president, you are the head of the military, right? So he is the commander-in-chief of the rats. And what Coffee Guy is more like a lieutenant. So he's kind of got a little division that he's looking after.
Yeah.
And Coffee Guy is actually in charge of the special operations rat team. So like a SEAL Team 6 rat division. So they're these specially trained rats that they know different cultures, they know different languages. They're like part spy, part action heroes.
You mean different languages, human languages, or different rat languages?
Both.
Wow.
Both. Yeah. So they can they can't talk in human parlance,
but they can
understand it.
Yeah.
And then relay it back in rat to Brady.
And they can definitely understand Danish.
Yeah.
And Japanese.
Yeah. And whatever Dickbot speaks when he's not trying to trick everyone. Like his native robot tongue.
Wingdings.
Yeah. Yes. Dickbot speaks in wingdings, and SEAL Team 6 Rat Division can understand that. We need to dig a bit more into the coming feud, because Dickbot versus Brady is just like, whenever I think about the podcast, that's my shining light of this whole experience, is just cracking back into that and really trying to get to the bottom of how this fight's going to go down.
That's like,
because it's going to be huge.
That's a big part of what's keeping you going.
Do you think that if so Brady's got this coffee guy is in charge of the SEAL Team 6 Rat Division, do you think that Dickbot has some sort of counter to that, like a COINTEL Pro sort of program running where he's like spreading misinformation, little honeypots of false nuggets to throw Brady off his course?
I think because of the detail in which you ask the question, I'm going to say absolutely yes. You pretty much did all the heavy lifting for me there.
So, I guess my question is, how is Dickbot throwing Brady off the trail? What little false breadcrumbs is he leaving for him to try and put the battle on his terms?
First of all, he is a one-man fuck machine who is using the God-given power of his robot dick to get closer and closer until he can infiltrate Brady's home, his family home.
So is that the narrative that he's spinning, or is that the reality? That's what's actually
what's actually up. The narrative he's spinning. I mean, he's got this whole Samantha thing. He's got this. He's got a lot of balls in the air with regards to decoys. He's got the Samantha fling. I mean, he's being a very supportive partner by all appearances, while her PR firm goes into liquidation. He's got his architecture business. He's got a whole bunch of patsies working in an office in Abu Dhabi. I mean, it's the most 2D operation in the world. None of the designs are going anywhere, but they're all on the payroll. I mean, it's all, by all appearances, it looks legit. So he's running an entire shell company. That's this architecture firm. Yeah, and he's pretty much...
Although, you want to know what? You know how Dickbot's ultimate plan is to take out the power supply? Do you know how you fucking can really dig into that? Getting involved in infrastructure. You want to know how you get involved with infrastructure? Have a shell company that's operating as an architecture firm.
That's right.
They let you bloody build new buildings and put
he's in charge of everything there, but his name isn't on any of it. And they're trying to get a big contract with the US government to redesign the Pentagon. They're looking at making it a dodecahedron. God knows why. So, yeah, and pretty much, Steve, he has a history of philandering, of sleeping around. Dickbot is a firm believer that gender isn't binary and sexuality is a spectrum. And he's angling towards getting in there with Steve.
Really?
Samantha's a stepping stone.
God damn it, that is good. So, by doing that, you are taking out the one weakness that King Brady has, which is his father, who he's got a lot of love for, the former mayor of New York City, who made an empire in writing his own dictionaries. That is fucking beautiful. That is like some Star Wars, Luke, I am your father level shit, bro. I love that.
I love you loving it. It makes me feel good.
It's real good. It's probably time to crack open a big leather-bound smoky book that I like to call Mr. Big's Big Book of Ideas. And in that book,
concur.
Pages of scribbles, pages of ideas, pages of diagrams, and also one page where he took a shit on the book and then closed it in some sort of ink blotting Rorschach test to himself gone horribly.
What? Yuck.
Right. He's a weird dude.
There's feces in the book. That is so unnecessary, bro.
Yeah, it's his own, though.
That doesn't make it any better.
He's an experimental guy.
Do you know what Mr. Big's been working on in that book this week?
Tell me.
He has been, because he doesn't have any keyboards, so he can't use the internet. He has been, literally since Carrie left for Abu Dhabi, he has been working so hard to figure out the time difference. Like, with every fibre of his being, all he wants to know is what the time is in the Middle East. So he can,
what is he using? What clues does he have to try and start building this roadmap?
He started from scratch. He's got, a very rudimentary understanding of time. And he's got all these graphs and diagrams and everything in his book. And he's working so hard. He's working so hard. And they haven't really been in touch since she's been there because he's got no idea when an appropriate time to talk is. And then she calls him up, right, to tell him about Aiden. And as soon as she calls him up, he picks up the phone and goes, well, it's 2 a.m. over there. You can't still be jet lagged. And she doesn't even acknowledge his work. And I think that the huge problem that comes up in their relationship isn't rooted in her kissing Aiden. It is the lack of respect he gets for successfully...
For all of the work and math and time and mental energy that he's put into figuring out the time difference.
It's very difficult for her to have for her to have the perspective of how hard exactly he's worked on this. But even an acknowledgement of going, oh, wow, well done. Or it's nice of you to research that. I know you don't have the internet. And then also,
isn't Big our favourite little digger, you know? He's operating in the markets colourblind, not really knowing what's going on. He's trying to figure out time zones without a clue as to how to get it done. Fuck, he's just battling away, man.
He's hot to trot. He's so hot to trot. And because the other thing is, Aiden is bragging about the internet at the dinner he has with Carrie. You know how he tells Carrie he knows she's married? He's like, yeah, my wife showed me something on the internet, which is an up-and-coming venture I think is going to be going places pretty soon. But yeah, I mean...
So what? Do you think he's showing off to rub it in on Carrie's face somehow?
Well, yeah, it's sort of
Does Carrie know that Big is... Does Carrie know that Big can't get online because he doesn't have a keyboard?
Yes.
Gotcha.
She does know. So that's how that's why she should be so impressed by him figuring out the time difference, because she knows he can't do it any other way. And that's why the internet dig is it sort of is a needling dig for her, because she knows Big's not on the internet. And this guy...
So everyone knows that Big's not on the internet. This is everyone at the wedding understands that Big does not have internet access. God, wouldn't you feel so... I'd treat them like a leper. If I was at a wedding with someone and we just all knew that there was one guy who was not on, I'd be like, I've got nothing to talk to you about. What could we possibly discuss?
That's hilarious.
Nice weather we're having. That's why every old school movie conversation goes like this. Hi, sir. Hi. Nice weather we're having. It sure is. And then the conversation ends. Because before the internet, what the fuck was anyone talking about?
The weather is never going to go anywhere as a conversation point, because it is the one thing that is constantly, we're all... it's happening all around all of us simultaneously. It's a great united front for humanity, the weather. I just quickly, before we go, Tim, I'd like to talk about the wedding one last time, which is...
Of course.
So they're all, when they all get there, they're all exchanging kind of thinly veiled homophobic jibes about the entire operation. And then...
As one does.
And since, I think Charlotte says, shouldn't we be a little more PC? And then Anthony comes over and he's like, can you believe this? It looks like the Snow Queen exploded. And then Big says, how's that for PC? And she says, true. That comment is in no way offensive to anyone.
It has struck me every time I've seen the movie. I'm like, what is this exchange? Is the Snow Queen... do we need to be politically correct towards Snow Queens? They're not fucking real. I don't get that either at all. If he said... So, okay, this is how the line would make sense. And maybe this was the original writing of it, and the network were like, this isn't... Or the studio were like, this isn't happening. He was like... can you believe how wide it is in here? It's like George Michael treated it like his own outdoor toilet.
Yeah.
Not my best work.
No.
I'm trying to paint a mental image of everything's got jizz on it, guy. Everything's been jizzed on. There's jizz everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what the white thing's
Mr.
all
Big's
about.
running around with a bucket, slooping it into the bucket so he can...
It looks like Mr. Big's jacuzzis exploded in here. How's that for PC? Fucking... Well, I guess we've got to be nice to Big because he doesn't have the internet and he's colorblind, so that isn't very PC.
Anyway, yeah, it's good, which is probably a good thing for Mr. Big because he can't read all of the horrible, horrible things people are saying about his product and general approach to life. All right. It's been real.
I want to bring back the Machetsky somehow. So look forward to that next step. Hey, also, we've got some cool things that are happening soon. We got some cool guests coming on soon.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. And if anyone wants to jump on board and sponsor the show, just get in touch with us.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. And please rate and review us on iTunes or whatever your listening application is.
Oh, you've taken it too fucking far. Me pleading for money is one thing, but you begging people for reviews on iTunes is beyond the pale, my friend.
This is Guy Montgomery saying, Timbat, why don't you go fuck yourself, friend?
This is Tim Bat signing off to go fuck himself. Goodbye, everyone. See you next week.
It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time.